Good morning, my name is Ximena Castro. I'm in 8th semester from the BA at Escuela de Lenguas, and I'm going to present my final project focused on material design. The use of didactic material for occupational purposes for cosmetology students impact the learning of vocabulary in their specific communicative needs at work is my topic. So let's get started. First of all, do you think a doctor or a nurse will need the same English course as a lawyer or an engineer? Probably not. That's why the EOP courses are designed, where a professional focuses on their learning needs according to their job. Kim mentioned that in 2008. This project is focused on the designing of didactic material in relation to the approach called the EOP, English for Occupational Purposes. The target group chosen for this specific project are cosmetologists, students from the BA of Cosmetology, and also beauty parlor employees. A cosmetologist, the definition, is a trained person whose job is to improve the appearance of the skin, hair, nails of a customer, according to Cambridge Dictionary. The main purpose of this project is to verify if the use of the EOP approach is useful for learning English vocabulary specifically, and focus on the work field environment of the target group, which is cosmetologists. The research problem. Well, this research problem emerged due to the lack of interest in the researchers and investigators, also designers, who create material focused on specific target groups for learning language. There are multiple EOP courses and EOP authentic materials, but there's no material focused on this target group. I noticed this problem when I started investigating for my project, since this project was focused on an English course rather than material design. But it was like very hard to design a course without any previous materials, books, audios, another type of flashcards. There wasn't elements to complement my course, so I start by designing this material and then maybe in the future design an English course. The research question is, how does the use of didactic material for occupational purposes for cosmetology students impact the learning of vocabulary for their specific communicative needs at work? I mainly focus on vocabulary since it's the base for our target group. This target group already know a little bit of English, but they don't know any vocabulary focused on their specific work field. That's why I want to help them to learn vocabulary that will improve their work and their job, and on the future maybe a course where they can understand better all the techniques and technicalities about their environment. The methodological approach chosen for this investigation is the mixed method research, which combines quantitative and qualitative elements. This will improve to answer my research question, and this mixed method research will be exploratory sequential. Why? Since there is no previous or any backup research. This will be the first time that I'm going to talk about this research. Nobody has been practiced with this target group, and that's why we are going to work with them and to identify what happened with this project. The participants chosen are students from 6th to 10th semester that are studying the BA of Cosmetology, one student per semester, and the school school is the Universidad Autónoma de Durango. I have been already studied there, and the coordinator accepted to use those students for my thesis project. The participants from the observation will be three female employees from a beauty parlor, age range 30 to 40 years. And the interviewees chosen are two cosmetologists with 30 years of career, and both are owners of their own beauty parlor. So this is they are trained persons focused on their specific career, and with many backup support that will help me to improve the needs specifically of a cosmetologist. The hypothesis that I designed is that if the use of a specific didactic material will improve the interaction with the customers who do not speak Spanish, since there are many foreign customers that come here to Durango and they buy their services, but they struggle to interact with them since they don't know the language. And sometimes it's very uncomfortable to be working with someone who do not speak with you, and they are touching you, they are touching your face and your hair, and it will improve the confidence between the customer and the employee. And another part, it will understand the instruments of different products used by a cosmetologist. Since there are a large amount of products and materials designed abroad, specifically on the United States, most of the products that a cosmetologist uses are in English. The instructions and also the product inside are written in English, and it's very they struggle since they don't understand how is the application, the timing, the price, if it's a product for the hair or the face. So it will improve for them to understand the products they are using and do not make mistakes on further situations when they are applying them. Well, the intention of designing this project, as mentioned before, is to identify if the didactic material with this EOP approach is better for the learner rather than materials from a common ESL course. Therefore, to design the materials with the specific requirements that the cosmetologist and beauty parlor needs. My instruments. The first of all is an observation format for identification of the problem. This will be applied only when observing. This is in English since I'm going to be the one who's using it. And it will be to identify if there is a problem, if there's a real problem. The interview, it will be open questions, and it is written and it will be carried out in Spanish since the two owners of the beauty parlor do not speak that much of English, and I think it will improve the communication in Spanish. The Likert scale will be applied to the students in the BA and also to the workers, to the employees of the beauty parlor. It's also in Spanish, but it is mainly focused on identifying if it was useful, the materials, and how attractive the materials were. The possible results, as mentioned before, the first expected result will be determined by the observation, and it will help to identify if the problem really exists. Because maybe there's not a big of a deal that they don't interact with the foreign customers in English, or maybe they do not struggle with the English instruments. But I think it is an important fact since I work at a beauty parlor and they do struggle with not knowing the language. But this will be defined by and determined by the observation. Therefore, to verify if the materials fulfill their purpose to help the participants to learn vocabulary, specifically focus on the and their communicative needs at work. And finally, to corroborate according to the results of the Likert scale, if the materials were dynamic, easy to understand, to use, and attractive to the learners. Since they are working all day, they need material that is easy to use and interactive, and also compact, since they don't have the time to go to school and being 3 hours learning English. It needs to be dynamic and easy to use and attractive for them to use it a period of time and then learn the vocabulary. As a conclusion, well, this project arises, as I mentioned before, due to the lack of research and necessary material for learning English. It is exciting since the research topic has not been studied before and we have blind eyes, and it's new for me. And it could be challenging, however, it's very satisfying feeling, and hopefully it will be useful for the community of the cosmetologists, which learning a second language according to their work field and as a personal goal for them. Also, since knowing the language will open them many doors abroad if they want to travel and give their services in other countries. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully this project is interesting and this video was useful. See you the next time. Thank you.